Good morning, everyone. Although maybe it's afternoon. Anyway, um, I'm not in today, as you have figured out. Sorry about that. It was a last minute adventure, but I should be back soon. So today is pretty straightforward. It's not a big deal that I'm not there because at this point you should know what you're doing. But I am going to walk you through it anyway because I want to make sure that you do it well. So for those of you, as I always say, check your grades. And for those of you that need to up your planning work, your standard one work or 2.5, this is a great opportunity and one of the few opportunities you will have left to specifically work on this. So last class, we got into our logo design assessment. So go ahead and open that up. And if you weren't here, you've got a little bit of catch-up work, but today you'll be able to do it. So you are going to design a logo for your very own business. So if you remember on Friday, we spent about 10 minutes playing around online and just thinking about business ideas and what are you interested in creating a business about. So we then went on a walk and we kind of shared our ideas, and then we came back and we filled out a project briefing, which I'll talk about in a second. But essentially, in this assessment, you are going to design a vector logo, and we were going to use the logo for several weeks in the print shop, very similar to what we did in our last unit, where we're going to be using all the equipment to develop different kinds of products that incorporate your logo design. So you really want to take your time and really be thoughtful and make sure it's stuff that you are interested in and care about, because you're going to see this work for quite a while. And you kind of want to plan accordingly. So on Friday, and if you didn't do it or if you weren't here, this is your chance so that I can, I'll do these grades probably tonight, your planning grades. Complete your project brief. The project title for this will simply be the name of the business you decide on. Your target audience should be clear and specific, not just people or men or anyone. It should be clearer than that. A reminder: the key objective is what are you trying to do, and you're trying to essentially develop an effective logo. So word that however you want. The marketing objective, the message, is what is the message you're going to convey about your company, and how would you like your audience to respond? So, for example, if I was doing a logo for a basketball sneaker, right? The message is that it's a high quality product that will make you run and jump faster. And as a result of my work, it should be interesting and engaging to the audience, and they should want to go buy that product. The product format is up to you. It's going to be in Illustrator, and honestly, the sizes, it's vector. So since we're going to use it on so many different things, you just want to figure out what kind of shape or guidance or ratio do you want. Are you going to do a rectangle like a 1-to-1, or are you going to do that's a square, 1-to-1, or are you going to do a rectangle like a 1-to-3 type of ratio? And then content and guidelines, you can see it's just 1-to-2 color vector logo. You could get away with 3 if you want. You could throw some gradients and stuff into that as well. Just keep in mind at some points you may lose the gradient, like when we do the vinyl plotting, because obviously it's just a solid color. All right, next up. So today you're going to do your research and brainstorming. I'm going to ask you not to go past this point. To start, when you research, I want you to find several logo designs that kind of connect with the business that you want to create. So as opposed to before, we would have just been like, hey, find some logos and talk about it. I want you to find a bunch of logos that really fit with what your business idea is. So if your business idea is in the technology realm, you're going to be a computer company, then find logos that go with that type of work. Pick 3, copy and paste them, and as always, explain their effectiveness in conveying their message. Next up is going to be brainstorming, which has a couple different points or parts. First, characteristics. So tell me in detail, complete thought out sentences, what are some characteristics that your logo must convey about your business? So I give you a little example for that. Be thoughtful and be specific. Word marks. Remember, a word mark is a type of logo that includes the company name. It's got no symbols, no mascots, no badges, nothing. Find any old example of a word mark logo to make sure you understand what it is, and then describe how that might what that might look like for an idea for your business logo. Then do the same thing for pictorial. Remember, pictorial is nothing but a graphic. And then what's a potential idea you have for that? Again, you can find any example that doesn't have to fit your business. And then some final thoughts. So before we get into sketching, which I don't want you to start today, you should be spending a fair amount of time on all of this work. So you shouldn't need to be in sketching yet. Just think about what your final logo might look like and answer these three questions. What colors are you thinking of using? Do you think you will end up with a word mark, pictorial, or a combination of the two? I'll just say it once and I'll say it again. Keep in mind, if you do end up doing a word mark, which is very effective, you're going to create that typography. You're not going to just go to DeFont and just say, this is a cool font. There, I'm done. That's not going to work. And then finally, think about how will you make sure your logo is able to work on all those machines, knowing that it's okay that if you modify the logo depending on what you're trying to create, that's normal. And if you lose some stuff, like I said, you might lose gradients when we do certain projects. That's fine. But just tell me a little bit, how are you going to make sure it works on all the different pieces of equipment? When you're done with that, you can go back and finish up anything else you need to work on. Please stay out of the print shop, but if you need to do some design work for some other stuff, that would be fine as well. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Have a good day.